So for everybody who's tuning in tonight, this is Christmas Eve, and I had some. I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream tonight, but I figured a short stream would be better than no stream. So probably just one league tonight, give a really late start. Uh, but I figured, for those who want something to do or just want to hang out, this might be a nice alternative to whatever other plans you may have tonight, I guess. I won't talk too much about the deck list, in the interest of time. Also, I just want to give a heads up that I do have the coming week off work, so I may stream uh, the Vintage Cube because, especially given the multiple available tokens I have on you know, this account and others, that might be something I think people would want to check out this coming week. Obviously, tomorrow's Christmas, so there's no stream tomorrow. But I can see maybe on the 26th or 27th we can start for a few days. Hopefully, depending on how much energy I have, we can do maybe multiple days in a weekend or not. So one of them will definitely be a vintage cube day, and then the others I'll probably stream elves. And if people have donation decks or whatnot, the one caveat is I do not have a Mana Traders or a card hoarder subscription, so I would have to borrow some of the cards from other people. But if there's other decks you want me to play, that is a possibility. So without further ado, I'll just start a match here. It's the same list that I streamed last time. Nothing, nothing different. I do think the list is very good. We went 8-2 on stream on. Let's see. Yesterday I went and played. I cubed IRL, but I believe it was on Wednesday then that I last streamed on the 22nd. Let me just check. It was on the 22nd. So we went 8-2 on stream, and I think the list is pretty good. And I know, like I said, this is a very, very late start, but had IRL Christmas stuff to take care of. There's a chance too that the only reason why I even wanted to stream tonight too was because I figured the tradition from last year, we try to keep it going. I jokingly said last year was a Christmas miracle because on Christmas Eve, I think it's the only time, it was actually the first time I 5-0'd on stream. And also, not only did I 5-0 for the first time on stream, we did it back to back. So that was extra motivation for me to get stuff done today to be able to squeeze in, I guess, the one league, right? But ideally, would have been able to keep up what we did last year, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's taking a long time to queue up, given the that it is Christmas Eve. But yeah, like I said, I had some extra motivation to try to keep the tradition from last year going, especially given how successful last year's Christmas Eve stream went. Also, very different circumstances too. Well, I guess some things are the same, some things are not. Last year there was no vaccine at the time, and most people were staying home. I think right now, with Omicron surging, it's discouraged for people to go out, but at the same time, if you're vaccinated, from what I understand, the worst I guess that can happen to you is you'll get a little bit sick. If you're and I think from also what I understand, if you have the booster, you're a lot less likely to get sick or catch it. Anybody who's a health expert, feel free to chime in at any time if I'm not providing correct information. While this is loading, I'm gonna go get a cup of water. You can leave your comments here. If you have a question, I'll come back and answer. Yep. Keep in mind time zone difference.
Oh, right.
So some people who are not celebrating Christmas Eve may be watching in Europe or.
Righto.
If finding an opponent turns out to be an issue, we can also just audible to Vintage Draft. Also, let me know if that's what's preferred too. I've heard Nick's name. So that is why I do want to try. It's also just like free EV that I'd be passing up if I didn't actually use my multiple tokens. I figured that could be just like a cool stream in itself. I queue from time to time on what's it called IRL. Oh, there's the okay. So we have a match loaded. I queue from time to time, so I'll be interested to see how it feels like to queue on Moto versus IRL. We are playing against somebody who is 0-4. I'm a little bit nervous because that just might mean they're playing some jank combo, and we are a little bit susceptible to those kind of decks. This is probably a mole. Keep. I think it's. I mean, this probably just a water what's gone here, right? Everything else is like a really explosive glimpse hand. O and 4 definitely scares me though. I know 0 and 4 would not scare other people, but it scares me because of the nature of decks that go in 0 and 4. And how we are generally susceptible to those kind of decks. Underground Sea screams combo to me. Could be there on Doomsday. I don't know how you would be 0 and 4 with Doomsday, but I mean it's possible, I guess. And then if they let this go, I'm gonna. The rest is uncounterable with Alistair Shepherd. The reason why I don't lead with Shepherd is because if they force it, I'm okay with that. Like they just him themselves, right? It could be. It could be. Yeah. I mean, like, assuming they're on like a real deck, I would assume this is like Doomsday. Ant is a possibility as well. So we have a turn 3 kill now. And I don't think I've seen a fair deck play Underground Sea in a while. So we'll see if we die here. And there's nothing wrong with actually practicing Doomsday in a league. You probably get more out of it than I mean, I've never actually played a friendly match or whatever it's called. I don't know that where it doesn't cost tickets essentially. I don't know what. Yeah, I forget what the term is for it, the friendly free games, but I think leagues are probably more valuable than that. And then if you want to save money, you can always just play against a friend. Your friend would have to sit through you thinking through the lines, but aside from that, it's probably okay. So they're just dead, I think, right here, right? Like outside of Petal, Dark Ritual, cycle into the combo. That's a lot to ask, I think. So, yeah, I think we Petal, Dark Ritual, Doomsday, cycle. Okay, there's the cycle. I mean, it's possible, but unlikely. They'd have to have two cyclers, and they've just used two. Yeah, okay. So they are on Doomsday. I talked about how on my previous stream, this is like a pretty favorable matchup now, I think. Um, it could be. The problem is that they already knew what we were on. I mean, the only thing that I can see is if they want to see, in case we're playing something different, like, and then they see the endurance or not. But I think if they're well, if they're familiar with Legacy at all, they should know that we're on what the elf, what my list looks like, and what the stock reclaimer list look like. So as a general rule of thumb, not always, but in a lot of the matches where you want Thoughtseize and Endurance, the Glimpse of Natures will come out, and the part of the reason is because there's not enough space. Not to mention when you're boarding out that many creatures, Glimpse of Nature just gets worse as well. It kind of boards nicely, right? We still have access to one Visionary, one Wirewood in a pinch. Alright, this is a very solid hand. Keep. So here, we're gonna. Oops. Hopefully the stream is still working for everyone. We're gonna run the Once Upon a Time Into the Days. Sure. Okay, yeah, my stream like flaked out for a second. So we're gonna run the carpet out, and if they daze it, they daze it. But I think I'm not playing around that here. Because this is the matchup where we need a race, right? In a slower matchup, I probably will lead with the Shepherd. Against like Delver, for instance, against the Daze deck. That's okay. Yeah, so like I said, the benefit there is if the carpet sticks, you get to play the Shepherd for free. We can just spew out our hand now. Um, I think the only thing we're afraid of is like something not as common as like, turn two. If they have like a what is it called, a Plague Engineer or something, like we're just walking into it. But something like that aside, I think we're fine. So something to keep in mind also is we definitely want the pitch of Endurance to be available here. We have 4 mana. I'll Cradle off the top is lethal. Doomsday. Sure. So the upside of doing the carpet on main phase would, if you calculate everything the same, you would get extra mana, and I think them forcing is worth the risk there because they'd be down on cards anyways, and I don't think that one mana. I think the one mana would be a huge difference maker if it came to it. So here, I feel pretty good still about our situation. If they pass the turn, we're gonna Green Sun for a Collective um, to block any kind of ideas on bounds line where they Thoughtseize our hand. Uh, Obviously, if they go for it here, we have the Endurance. So that's what we have up our sleeve. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's having a nice, depending on your time zone, either Christmas Eve or Christmas at the moment. If we do hit the 12 o'clock mark, please remind me or let me know so we can just. We're at 10 o'clock here Pacific time, but I will try to, spread the Christmas cheer, so to speak, and wish everybody a Merry Christmas, at least in the Pacific time zone. So I think they're going for the kill here. Like, yeah, sure. Merry Christmas indeed, Dragon Dawn. Our two cards in hand. Interesting. So one card in hand. Because we don't have a kill here, I was gonna say yeah, we're gonna Green Sun still. Let's not be mean here. Nick's name. Sure. Well, that seals it. I mean, we have a Shepherd Nick's name. I don't. Yeah. So that's why I didn't do anything into the in response to the deep analysis. Otherwise, you have a point. Then yes. All right. So we didn't have to wait as long here at the second match. Osmanu Gumi. This name looks familiar. I don't remember who it is. I feel like this is somebody I'm supposed to know, but I don't. Let's see if we can continue the Christmas tradition of being undefeated. Or Christmas Eve. Might be on L's. Oh, ugh. Don't like seeing that, to be honest. I think we take the Reclaimer. Everything else is redundant. And then we don't have any payoff, so that's why I'm keeping the Green Sun in hand. It's awkward to have the fetch here, I mean the basic here against Veteran Explorer. Given that we only have one basic land in the deck. as a general rule of thumb, the deck, if the other deck is built to play a certain game, you do not want to trade and play into the game that their deck is designed to be built around. All right. I'll lead with the Shepherd. So the thing is, if we play the Reclaimer here, that gives us next turn 4 mana, 7 mana, 8 mana, 9 mana. There's an argument to be made to do that because it's lethal. Hey, it's Jay-Z, Jonathan Zhang, my boy himself. Merry Christmas for sure. So yeah, this is 4 mana, 7 mana, 8 mana, 9 mana. We would have 2 attackers with plus. I think, given that it's deterministic, we just pass the turn. In a normal match, I probably will Green Sun here for a Visionary, but this is not really a normal match, so. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is, hey Levi, how's it going? This is Christmas Eve, so keep in mind the colors of Deep are green and red. We will not be having any blue here tonight. Oh God. Ugh, okay. So our plans are foiled now, unfortunately. It is green and black. I should be playing red and green elves, to be honest, tonight. I will do that actually tomorrow is Christmas, so there won't be a stream, but. So now I'm a little bit, well, not super punished. I get punished here if they have a discard spell. Ugh, okay, so again, that's quite annoying. The good thing is we do have our anything but a white Christmas. Nice. Alright, so that's pretty good. The problem is I do want to. It's not even lethal is the problem. Let me see. If we get a Cradle, that's only 4 mana, so the Green Sun's not even lethal. I think we want the mana at the moment. Well, it's like very awkward. I think the line here is just to pass. I do not want this to trigger, so. Oh man. Alright, so that should be a Plague Engineer. We do flip the Reclaimers. We do. It'll be interesting here. I would assume this is gonna get a Plague Engineer. And then I think the Green Sun might be priced into getting a Gris. We'll see. A lot can change here. Not really the type of matchup I prepare for, but we'll see if we can pull it out. I think we're up. Actually, no, we're not. This is game one, I think. Yeah, I mean, it has to be, right? Sure. This is quite. Uh, they make therapy us now. Hmm. There's nothing we can do about that because they flipped the therapy off the Gris. That's like value, I guess. Value down for our opponent. They living wish, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. At least they named the wrong card. Well, that's the right card. We just didn't have it. Christmas stream for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we have the Christmas luck in us. Doesn't seem like it at the moment, given that I think this is a very good matchup, but we are under a game one play engineer, and the Assassin's Trophy to our Cradle for. Ooh, I guess better lucky than good. Better lucky than good. Please do not have another Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, I really feel bad for our opponent here. I mean, they did play pretty well. I think. I mean, they knew the trophy our Cradle, but we got another one, and then even the stars lined up where they got everything they wanted, right? Like the Grist therapy. Um, I mean, there's no situation here we don't go for Hoof. Archon doesn't really do anything here, so we just hope they don't have the trophy. And it's a lot of damage. So I know Romario is over there on the East Coast. So Merry Christmas, Romario. I'm surprised you're still up. Maybe wrapping last minute presents from Santa for the kids, right? Yeah, I agree with that, Fiery Justice. Yeah, that can happen when you play Netfit sometimes. Like you do potentially get comboed out. I think against their deck we want C's because it's like almost playing against a pseudo combo deck, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I remember before when because my sister's a lot younger than me, I would drink the milk and cookies as Santa growing up. What was I gonna say? Oh wait, we don't want the collector. Oof, definitely the shepherds are not good here. The question here is, do we want the ley line of the ley line of the void? It seemed like they were just green black, so I think we can probably live with them just veteran exploring and ramping. I'd be more inclined to bring in the Leyline of the Void against definitely the Academy Rector type decks. The Bog here is not particularly good. Neither is the Wasteland. I think given how well, let me see. I think given how many bad cards we have here, we can probably just bring in the Leyline then. Yeah, the Bog doesn't do anything, right? They're in green black. Maybe they're playing the Apprentice combo, Witherbloom Apprentice plus Smog combo. I don't know what else they could be. We did not see white, which would be Academy Rector, but nonetheless, we board kind of generically. As a general rule of thumb, you don't want to overboard with elves because it is still a critical mass deck at the end of the day. Not great, but I think we have to keep. I think here we just ramp and try to just get to turn 3, possibly 4 Crater Hoof. Overgrown Tomb. Alright. That tells me if we're giving the credit benefit of the doubt to our opponent, they're just on green black. And this is just a 5th Bayou. What is going on? They exile Assassin Trophy, so that's okay. That's cute, but like that's no different than if they had Thoughtseize, I guess. So here, Village Rites sacrifice a creature, but they pitch the creature, right? So I think they're on, yeah, they're, see, they have 6 and we have 6, so it's the same. The worst ley line. In this, it's not an unreasonable question, Dragon Dawn. I think the thing is the upside is still too high not to play, even if it can be a little awkward at times. I think it's kind of like Blue Red Delver plays Expressive Iteration. Sometimes it's awkward when you draw 2, especially early game when you don't have anything going on. But because the upside is so high, you just want to maximize it, and there isn't anything better. Is probably the best answer I can give. Here I think it's the same thing if we Reclaimer or play Visionary. They both ramp. So the one benefit of Visionary, you get the card, right? But Reclaimer is kind of nice because you can untap, and we untap the Arbor is what I mean. So we actually drew the card that rewards that line, but it's okay. I think in the dark you play the Visionary because the net mana outcome is the same, and you only get, I guess, punish is probably not the right word. You only regret it is if you draw the Glimpse. You get super punished though if your opponent like therapies your Visionary out of your hand, so, which is why I committed to the board here. Yeah, we get the 2 lands. Like luckily we didn't draw the forest, right? So um, we'll see what they do here, right? My Twitch is lagging for some reason. I'll just I'll just view the Twitch chat from my OBS. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. We get super punished with a discard effect, so, which is why I wanted to commit the Visionary to the board. Unfortunately, what's going to happen here is, so this dies. They're going to be able to hit our Glimpse too. Yeah, I mean, they knew about the Hoof, and they're probably going to hit the Glimpse here, presumably. It's very, actually not a little bit, it's very dangerous for them to not hit the Glimpse here. The awkward thing though is we 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 can't win with natural order. Well, it had to be Progenitus at this point, right? We can't do a hard lethal hoof, which is a little awkward. They should name Glimpse. Actually, yeah, they should name Glimpse. Like Leyline doesn't do anything here. The nice thing is now we get to ramp some more, right? We get the Arbor. Yep. I've lost to this card before and I don't remember what it does. Now I kind of wish I kept in the bog, but I think keeping the bog in just for that is narrow. Yeah. This is a very awkward now. We boarded out. Well, we do have one Shepherd, which is nice because that's our alternate win here. Sure. And then we're gonna ramp. All right. This is like super important because we do not want to accidentally throw the match. What I mean by that is we have the Progenitus and okay, we have four. Wait, well, three. I think I wanted to do the ley line here, but I don't think we have the mana. What I'm gonna do instead is get the Progenitus so we don't actually draw it. And then I'll go ahead and just, card advantage. Okay, we just pass. I think in green black, there's no way they can beat this now, as far as I know. The only way I think we throw there is if we visionary and draw the Progenitors. As as good as it would have been to cast a ley line as well, I think the small chance you throw is just not worth it, right? Like, you probably win if you like. This probably goes the distance. It's possible they have some kind of planeswalker we're not envisioning that kills this somehow, but I don't. I wouldn't bet it. We can't cast Leyline still. Okay, so that's one way to beat, I guess, a Progenitus. That's quite annoying, actually. I mean, it's possible they have something like Glacial Chasm, but who knows? I would think more likely is something like Field of the Dead. Especially given here, like one non-snow and one snow forest. Oh, also it does explain why they have overgrown too. Blast zone. Okay, we're okay with that. I don't think we care. Sure. I think first things first, we're gonna lead with C's and see what they have. I think we care about this. I don't think we care about the grief. We have 6 mana here. One consideration, and I don't think I'm there yet, is to natural order for the, what is it called? The Grist now. Probably that. I don't. I think we know they have the blast zone, so I'm just gonna do this. Oops, cancel. I don't think there's a reason to do that now. We know our opponent's hand is the Grief, which is irrelevant, and the Explorer, which is probably irrelevant. Like, we don't care about them getting more field tokens. Like, they have to ward off lethal here. And in case our opponent has something strange like Glacial Chasm, that's why we needed to get rid of the Prime Time. It doesn't happen often, but natural order for Grist does come up. Also, anybody who watched my previous stream saw me natural order for Visionary because that was the only winning line we had, and ended up beating Reanimator that way. So, natural order is not always just for Progenitus, Archon, and Kratos. So our opponent perhaps drew something relevant because they haven't conceded yet, and unless they have a way to either kill us straight up this turn or deal with the Progenitus, I don't know what they're thinking about. Alright, there it is. 2 down, 3 to go. And like I said, this stream would just be one league because, like I said, we got a late start, but hopefully we can make the most out of it. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick restroom break before we start the next match. I'll be right back in a minute. Alright, I am back. If people want, and we finish the stream, I guess before midnight, I could start just the draft portion for the Vintage Cube too. That is something, or we just have a quick Q&A either way. It really depends how these next three matches go. The first two right now went pretty quickly. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then 4 minutes, 9 minutes. It's just a little bit cold, so I'll just turn on the heater. I mentioned I cubed last night, IRL. Ooh, this is a oops player. We're probably gonna lose game one. What was I gonna say? I did draft Reanimator in my Vintage Cube, so that was pretty cool. Not my Vintage Cube, my opponent's. There's nothing. They know what we're on to, so we're probably just dead. It is. It depends on, like, different families have different traditions. So it really depends. I'm doing this on purpose, by the way, because I want them to believe we're not on elves. They probably still think we're on elves, but the casual bluff, right? Do they have everything they need? I think this opponent is known for playing the Memory Journey. There is no bridge, I think. Targeting. Okay, there is a bridge. I think now we probably just concede. They have to at least now. Not really, because they have to kill, but there's a chance that we're not on elves, which is what we want them to question, right? I think if it weren't for oops, the elf sideboard could be a little bit bigger. We don't really need to play Leyline. Like, I think if I know I'm going to run into oops and leagues, I tempted just to make sure that they're not going to beat us. Like, make it miserable enough for them where they're not going to play the deck and just play 3 to 4 Leylines. Because we don't really want to encourage, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't want it to be popular enough. We want to win status convincingly enough where they'll be off the deck, and that frees up our spots, if that makes sense. I do know that they are on Leyline Sanctity, so Assassin's Trophy is not the worst here. If they're all in on Leyline Sanctity. Hey, how's it going, man? I think we moly ourselves. I think they might be just moly the Sanctity, which is like not particularly good gameplay. Thank you for the follow, Pork Magic. Keep. Ooh, this is tough. I want the C's too, that's why. It's the Cradle that's actually bad here. I'm just not a fan of Oops as an archetype. Not so much because I don't think the deck is like, cooler or whatnot. It's not more so like the amount of strain that it puts on other decks in the format. I think we want the Reclaimer is pretty good for a Cradle. I should have kind of known that they were gonna board to Sanctity, and just. Yeah, actually, yeah, better lucky than good, right? I guess. I'm not sure they can beat Leyline. I don't. I think they don't expect us to have it. This will shut off more outs, yeah. And now they have to think like, oh, is that like a one of or a four of? Like that we have Leyline the Void. And like I said, if you don't enjoy, or if we don't enjoy playing a certain deck, the best way to do it is, and I don't know, maybe I'll do this in the future, is you just play enough hate where they don't want to play against you. What's up, Rob? How's it going? Merry Christmas for sure. We are currently 2-0 in our league and 1-1 in this game match against Oops. But yeah, I do know other Reclaimer Elf players have been struggling against Oops because what they will do is just they mull to Leyline. And if that's the case, we're just going to have to play our own Leyline and make life miserable for them. They may think twice now about just mull to Leyline because of our Leyline. But we'll see. That is not keepable. It's like a mind game, right? This is not really Magic. It's just like it's a mulligan competition, so to speak. And I think yeah, if they're gonna, be on the multi-ley-line plan, I think we might be priced into the playing just like 3 to 4 ley line ourselves and just like punishing that kind of gameplay. I think we're gonna lose now. Yeah, so I think in leagues, maybe I'll just play 4 ley line because I don't. This kind of gameplay is not. I'm not a fan. I'll put it that way. The other alternative is to play like Force of Vigor, which has some cross applications. Yeah, but the thing about Reanimator is you don't actually need Leyline to beat Reanimator, but it would help, I guess. Let me see if there is a Thassa's Oracle in the yard. Yeah, I think we're just lost. We in our previous stream, we actually played Reanimator 4 times. We won 3 out of the 4, which I'm okay with. Uh, I think if we're just gonna run into oops on Moto, we just with the leyline count needs to be like 4. Like you just have to make it so that they don't want to play the deck anymore. Because otherwise you have to waste slots for it. Not the best hand. I'm gonna mull. So the reason why I'll going back to the question why I don't enjoy Oops as an archetype in the meta game is because of the stress that it puts on non-blue decks. Like you have to waste sideboard slots just on Leyline Void just because of that deck, and I just don't think it's healthy for blue decks, I guess, or non-blue decks. I think here we don't want to get blown out by removal, so I'm just going to lead with the Cradle. At least Reanimator like doesn't always have the turn 1. On the off chance that they're not combo, you lose it to a removal spell. So I played it safe. Delta tells you probably combo, but you know, without being 100% sure, I didn't want to just lose the game on the spot to removal. Ninjas does, I believe. I could be wrong though. I believe with yeah, it could be ninjas still, but I mean, this seems like a very slow start for ninjas. Yeah, I mean, endurance has definitely been very good. So yeah, that's one thing. Like maybe I just have 2 different lists, right? One for leagues, and one for bigger events because the carpets are really I'm trying to test for the Delver matchup, and then I mean I think it's Doomsday too for what it's worth. Romario is hinting at it. I think here. I think we need the mana, so I'm gonna leave with a Visionary. If we draw Heritage, we're in luck. That's pretty good too, to be honest. Hopefully we just draw out Force. That would be nice too. And they're just down a card. Yeah, there we go. Fluster? They could just... What? They could have just flustered the... Okay, that doesn't make any sense. They could have just flustered the glimpse, but whatever. Oh, okay. They are on blue-black show and tell. That's why they didn't fluster. It's because they wanted to cast the impulse. And they probably had a show and tell already in hand, so they want to dig for the other piece. Yeah, there we go. Well, it's only 2 basics, Nick's name, for what it's worth. It depends on the list. I think most lists don't even run red. It's usually like 1 watery grave. The problem is, yeah, if you lose to combo like we did to Oops, you get put in the more like random combo matchups. And while we can beat combo, I mean, it's only so long before your luck runs out, right? Like, as good as the deck is against combo now, you can only get, like, the percentages will eventually catch up to you, because I would say our combo matchup right now is like anywhere between 50 and 60%. So again, you're on average gonna lose every other match. Yes, they have been, for sure, Fire Justice. We're just dead here, so I'll just concede. Yeah, the Doomsday matchup we won, but it didn't seem like the opponent knew what was going on. We played against Netfit, that was like super random too. I think I like C's here. I think Carpet is like okay. And Trophy is like good against their Omniscience. I don't typically like Grist against Omniscience focused Omnitel decks. So I'm gonna board that out. I don't think the Bog is good. Wasteland is like iffy too. Like their mana base is pretty steady. So probably not. Collector Oof, probably not. And then let me see how I board typically against show and tell. For those who are curious, here is my sideboard map. It's a little bit outdated because I don't have the carpet of flowers that I'm testing, but everything else it does. Here, yeah, board out the Wasteland, board out the Bog, board out the Grist, and do that. Oops, this is supposed to come out. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, one way actually to increase your win rate in leagues, if that's what you care about, is just to play ley lines. Like you just probably win a lot of games just because of that. They may have Plague Engineer. I don't know. It's hard to say. C's obviously is like very good. I'm assuming they have Strix too. But that's probably main board. Out of the sideboard, I don't know what they could have other than maybe Engineer, and that's like a maybe. Anytime an opponent that plays like fast combo and runs Engineer, it's like a little bit surprising to me because one of few things could be true. maybe their deck just doesn't line up very well against elves for whatever reason. Or two, it strikes me as somebody who might not be the strongest pilot because against most elf players, I think fast combo should be favored. And I don't know if you need even more help. And if you do need more help, maybe that's a sign that you need to look at improving your gameplay because I think fast combo should be favored against most elf players. Probably fine because we have the Archon. So we're leading with the Reclaimer because we want to be able to get an Arbor next turn. They may have days, who knows? It's hard to say. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the Ranger. Actually, both Rangers, and then that will allow me to still make the same play. While developing my board. A little bit of regret not getting the Wasteland now. Would have been helpful here. It's hard to say though, like if they would fetch conservatively against us, but we could just waste their underground here otherwise. Alright, so they have multiple underground seas. I think I definitely want to bring the Wasteland back in. Given what we've seen. Sure. Debatable whether we hardcast it here. They would have to have force and then show it into combo as well. We could dig for a shepherd too, to force it through. Yeah, exactly, Nick's name. Ooh, that is very good. So wow, okay. I think we have lethal. Actually, we're just short. This is 15, 16, 17, 18. They'd be down to 1. Yeah, Wasteland can just steal games, right? Might be Engineer. Engineer, although not even the best against here, right? They need like a Chain of Vapor. They need 2 removal spells here essentially. They have to get rid of the Shepherd because it's lethal, and they have to get rid of this because it's stopping them from comboing. Yeah, so that's game. I think we want the waste. I think everything else is like reasonable. Again, I think we keep it based on the Arcana itself. Ugh, our hand just got worse. But we can waste them, see, try to cheese a win. Against these black decks, you can't mulligan too aggressively because of Thoughtseize, right? Like, you get super punished. Like, trying to get to a single card. Unless the card is like Leyline or something. Yeah, they have to take this card. You name instant and suddenly they only have like so many outs. Hopefully that slows them down enough. We need to draw well though. We don't have any. Well, I guess we do have a payoff. But we're not casting Hoof for a while, so that's why I'm leading with a Shepherd here. I think we probably just want to get the Reclaimer and then eventually build our way to a Crater Hoof. Oh my god, interesting. The natural order draw here is very awkward. Close but no cigar. Um, it's kind of a slow clock, so I think I'm just gonna get the Cradle. Hmm. Undo. I think we want to leave the Assassin's Trophy mana. I agree. I completely agree. I think what we want to do here, natural order for a visionary just seems kind of slow. So I think we want to just cast the Birchlore and then bash with the Reclaimer. This leaves Assassin's Trophy up, which is nice. Oh, this hoof trigger is going to be useful actually now. I think we do it now. Just in case they have the Ember core or something. I think it's going to resolve. That's why the Echoing Truth. Wow. Okay, that was really good. The hoof coming in handy. That's a super nice interaction that just happened right now. The hoof being an awkward card in our hand ended up saving the game. Not to mention, now we're just gonna cast it again. Yeah. This is one of this might be my favorite game tonight. This might be my favorite game tonight. Yeah, we know they have no counter matter, so that does just game on the spot. And even if they did, they have to force again, right? That was definitely my favorite game tonight. We, Hook Trigger MVP, and not for the reasons you would think. What is JWST? Oh God. This is just obnoxious. Uh, More than that. 6-2 now, I think. We were 1-1 tonight. Actually, more than that. 7-2. We beat Doomsday and we beat Omnitel. So we went 2-1 tonight. So 5-1 the other night, and then 2-1 at the moment. So we're 7-2 at the moment. But we're probably gonna lose this person. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Bob Frosty. Maybe I'll check it out. Yeah, I didn't wasn't aware of it. For somebody who's in aerospace, I don't follow it as closely as I probably should. I mean, we're probably just dead. Our only hope is for them to not have it, and we just untap with Reclaimer. Like, I jokingly say one of these days I'm just gonna run 4 endurance, 4 leyline, 4 Cs, 4 reclaimer, and just like make sure that they don't want to play their deck. But today was not one of the days because we're trying to be nice on Christmas, trying to be nice, and we are getting punished now. I think they will mold to sanctity is my guess. And maybe that just means I need to play more ley lines because if we keep running into this deck, it's just a bad feeling to lose to this deck, I guess. Sure, sure, but it just feels real bad, right? Like maybe that means we mold to Assassin Stroke, but that's just like it's way too narrow. Like we just have to hope that they mold us. They like because they have like 4 sanctity, I believe, and man, sure. Our line here is actually not the worst. We can Green Sun on turn 1, and then turn 2 trophy their thing, and hope we draw a land, right? Because this is just obnoxious gameplay, though. It is the same person. The alternative is Mo to Leyline, which is a 2 of. Well, that... If they had mana, they would have already used it. Oh, shit. I was supposed to kill the Informer. Shoot. Alright, I punted. Maybe we'll... Oh, man. Oh, that feels really bad. Man. Alright, man. I think we can probably beat this deck Now that we kind of know how they play against us, maybe we don't need to play the third lane line. We should win there. I just screwed up, big time. Okay, it's 11-18. No, I believe all the Oops players play the same way. They have a Discord and they communicate. So I believe they're gonna play all the same way. Nick's name. We should have won that match. I mean that game. No doubt. No guarantee we win the match, but I think it's we're gonna tilt Q into again with the same list. I was gonna do the draft, but I think that left a really sour taste in my mouth to lose that way. Ah man. Possible we want the third lane line though. I am thinking about it for sure. I don't think surgical is ever good enough personally. Uh, like surgical is not like we need to turn zero. We can't dig for it like the way Blue Decks tried to. Not the best hand, but I think it's like good enough. That helps a lot. Urborg and what is going on? Why is Urborg in their deck? Some kind of weird lands variant, maybe? Or it's got to be a Hex Mage for sure, right? That's the only reason why to run the Urborg, but it's, it's really strange, to be honest. I should have led with the land first. That was a small misplay by me. Good question. Probably somebody will do it, but that somebody won't be me. I just don't think making our combo matchup worse is worth it. Yeah, I don't know why they're running Urborg, but Yorion, I get yeah. This is like one of our better matchups, I think. It's the blue Zenith deck, but I don't know why they're running Urborg. I think and I think we just want C's to take, presumably four engineers coming in. Wasteland's pretty bad, I think, against them. So is Heritage Druid. Yeah, I just keep thinking about that misclick. It's very painful to me right now. So this is kind of nice. We can guarantee essentially the Earl's not gonna get an escape. All right, so that's Leo. Kind of awkward now because. Ooh. Thank you for the follow, Oscar Pod. A little bit awkward now because they're gonna get a draw card if we bog them. I think we have no choice though. So depending on how this turn plays out, uh, we'll bog as soon as they have 5 cards in the yard. Or 4, I guess, with the fifth one on the stack. Hey, you want Merry Christmas to you too. It is a lot worse. I agree, Stasia. All right. I think the line here is to play everything, or actually, play these three. We can't attack, but let me see. Do I want to preemptively fetch here? Probably. With the next spell on the stack, or the fetch, then we're gonna have the bog. We can't let Earl escape. It's a it's a necessary evil what we're doing right now. Jace? Interesting. I kind of wish now I played the Visionary and just like put everything on the board. The problem, well, yeah. I kind of wish I had done that. Because now I can just swing everything in and take the Jace out, right? Now, it's a little awkward at this moment. They can just chump with their Arbor. But maybe not. Interesting. Might be a wasteland here. It does have an X on its face. That's true. So we have one, two. Not great though, because they took out our wasteland and interesting. What's going on? They should not be attacking. What? That's like a full-on punt right now. I don't understand what's going on. What in the world is going on? I mean, we're just gonna do this first and see how they respond. All right. We're just gonna play everything out, I think. Oops. Let's see, how many fetchables do we have left? It's entirely possible that I did that just to be more mana efficient, for what it's worth. Actually, it might be the wrong. Oh, okay. They might screw that up again. I'm curious if there are. Like, we have the same trick up right now. Really don't know what's going on with our opponents. Could be a removal spell. That's the only thing I can think of. It is late, so I'll forgive my opponent a little bit, but I mean, you should have done it earlier. I guess so. I mean, that's the only explanation. It doesn't make any sense. What's going on here? Okay. I mean, they're not gonna win with attacks. I don't really get it. Yeah, it could be, but just very strange overall. Thank you for the follow, Compa Street. I mean, it's just annoying if they have like an engineer here, right? We're just gonna bash for 20 if they attack with all. They can't even attack with all, right? Yeah, the trophy was not even the right timing. Like they're gonna. I don't know. Let's see what they do. They're gonna get a noble hierarch, I guess, or birds. We had a ton of top decks there. Mm, yeah, that would be annoying, for sure. Let's see, we have. I guess we could deck thin. I should have did the fetch, but it doesn't really actually matter. We have a lot of lives out. Like Gris is nice here. Green Sun's like game. So is Natural Order. Just a bunch of stuff's game. Huff. Oh, they're gonna put Yorion in their hand pretty soon if they remember. There is the Natural Order. They should have gotten what is it called? They should have gotten Yorion. That's like a million now. Yeah. Actually, I could have pumped also. We're playing against Fato 10, yes. The second natural is kind of weak, but I think the rest of the hand is strong. Actually, I should have gotten the Windswept, but it's okay. I think most people are gonna assume I'm on elves anyways. Swamp. That's actually a very dangerous beginning for that I'm scared of. I think I have to cycle this. Hmm. Good thing we cycled the glimpse. I think here we just get the Archon and name probably Artifact or yeah, probably just Artifact. There's some merit for enchantment if they're under the curses deck. Ugh, okay. That is annoying. I think I'm gonna get Agent here. Uh, no, I mean it doesn't fire not because of how the state is. It doesn't fire because people know it's not gonna fire, right? It's like self-perpetuating. Oh shit! I should have. Oh my god. That Green Sun should have got a visionary. That was a royal punt right now. Because they probably have another agent. I just like screwed myself, I think. Oh my god. We have Gris. Like the thing is, it's not lethal, right? So we have to now take another line. We threw this game. Ugh, man. It's gonna be very difficult, I think, to win here because we don't have a Gris in the deck anymore, and we don't have the Archon in the deck. Like we have to hoof them now. While not impossible, not easy. The not getting the Visionaries was game losing right there. Shoot. I don't think they're. I mean, maybe they're playing cards. They haven't played a single one yet, though. What does a win look like from here? We have to take the Karn off the board. Yeah, Karn kills us there, so we have to take the Karn off. I don't think we can win from here, this board state, to be honest. We like threw earlier with not playing the Visionary. It's like, I don't know. Part of me thinks we should just concede. I think we've lost already. They threw too. Like, no way are they supposed to block with agent. That doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. I do not think we can win from. Like, it's technically possible, but I'd probably just be wasting people's times. They were trying to throw to us, so maybe we should have played it out. I don't know, but it just felt like we were wasting time. Actually, I don't think I want Glimpse against them. Yeah, that's the thing about leagues, right? Like, you don't play against it much. I try not to have different lists for leagues and big events, but maybe that's what it has to come to. Although we did throw against the Oops player. We threw this game too, but they also threw first, for what it's worth. There's there's no way they're supposed to block. What is it called? There's no way they're supposed to block with. I think Cradle here. Yeah, there's no way they're supposed to block with their agent. I don't think that card is very good against elves, by the way. I think we're just gonna run everything out. If they have engineer, like it is what it is. Like our hand can't really play around engineer this game. Uh, I'm just gonna be tilted from this. It's my own fault. Like I threw the other game. If they had agent, that would have been a good time to agent there. That's pretty good. Huh. That is pretty good. It did, for sure. Actually, no, cancel. In case they have agent. I don't like it too much. B reanimator two. Two, three. Thank you for the follow. That might just be game. I think if they had it, they would have already played something. Yeah. Maybe we can salvage this match. I would feel a lot better about that. They're on the 8 ley line deck, right? 4 ley lines, 4 Dolphy, whatever that card is. The Shadow ley line. Yes. Hopefully we can get there. I am not pleased with myself for the punt in the previous game. The or the one against Oops was bad too. I should. It's like I'm the Scrooge, right? I'm the ghost of Christmas past is haunting me now. I think this is a keep. If they engineer us, what can we do, right? Hopefully they just have a chalice hand and then we can just go like turn one shepherd. Then we're gonna play around the agent here first. Turn off. If they engineer, they probably have like quad engineer. Is my guess. Getting out of the veil. Interesting. Yikes. Okay. This is an interesting decision here. We can cut off the Chromox, but I don't know if that matters. Probably not. I think I'm going to go ahead, play the Reclaimer, play the Arbor, and set up for a big next turn. Oh my god, that's bad. They might ice our land here. Well, now we have to play the oof. The good thing is they don't know about our oof. The bad thing is they're gonna ice our land here. I don't think so either. Oh, actually, we're like more than happy with that. That is not very good. They're gonna plus their Liliana here, and then we're gonna toss probably the Shepherd. We do have to stick the oof, so that factors into our play. If we go glimpse into Wirewood, we can still attack and do that at the same time. So I think I like that. Actually, hold on. I think we get the Liliana off the board. Yeah, we get the Liliana off the board first. We can't stop the tutoring, so... And if they want to tutor for Lattice, they lose the game. We have the Progenitus in the deck. Sure. I think we're actually in very good spot now because of the way this played out. So, alright, so Glimpse, Symbiote, I'm gonna go ahead and attack the Karn. Well, does it even matter? Probably not. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack the Karn first. Speaking of which, I don't think I want to grow the Reclaimer just yet, so I'll do it this way. Bridge is not very good against elves. FY Raven is Panda. Like, I've never lost because it's just Bridge by itself. It's like a good elf player will know how to beat Bridge. Sure. I think we're like 90-10 to win right now. I think the game is over. Like, we have a collector on board that they still need to deal with, and we're eventually gonna kill them. We just can't do it yet. Yeah, like this doesn't do anything. Like this is double up too, right? Like if they're just scared of the Crater Hoof. The Saga is the only thing I'm a little bit afraid of. But we can deal with that in time. If they don't top deck Agent. They lost connection. So the line here is we're gonna once see what we see if that hits Wasteland or let me think, or Gris. Gris is like real good here too. Cradle's real good here. The orb is annoying because it stops the visionary from digging, but aside from that, I don't really care. Eventually, we just find the answer for the bridge, and then kill them. So the best way to do that, I think, is to find a glimpse. That's true. That's true. We have 2 shepherds already used though, for what it's worse. Sure. That is a very interesting decision that they've made. Here's the waste that we were talking about. The other stuff don't matter, so I'm gonna take the waste. That is... This is a little bit annoying. Oh, fuck. Shit. Alright. Alright, I cannot... I need to stop doing that. I get a thin, that's like... I get a deck thin, I guess, is one benefit. They get a free dude now because of that, though, which is not what I want. Sure. Now they have multiple bridges. They lattice, they lose. Hey Jacob, how's it going? The the reason why they lose with lattice is because we have a collective oof on board and we have boarded in Progenitus. It's gonna be a grind here. We gotta dig for our yeah, so this is kind of annoying now. Hey, nice. Good to hear that, Jacob. Ooh, they couldn't cast whatever it is in their hand. Actually, I should have decked in. That was a mistake on my behalf. This could be a removal spell. Hog or Molly. Okay, it was a removal spell. So they might be able to. Oh, that's gonna be close. We should have thinned the other turn. No, they don't have a sovereign. Otherwise, they would have done it a long time ago. That is a hell of a card. Nope. Not what we... Oh my god, this is like what we want to see too. We're on the... Oops, cancel. We're on the deck thinning game now. There we go. We need a glimpse of nature, like, pretty badly here. I guess that doesn't matter. I should have pitched the Cradle, actually. I didn't realize we were down to none. Do they have a sideboard Helm? Probably, but we just drew the answer. So here, I think we just get the grist. Actually, hold on. This is first, and then you don't even need to do that. They have an ensnaring bridge out, so we can just grist and ultimate them. Well, there's many ways to do it, but grist. All right. It's not the whole board, Jacob. It's only elves. Sure, I think that's probably fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's actually a good thing that's not. They have one card in hand. That's actually good for us here. Plus, we can start attacking actually. How many creatures do we have? One, two. Time is of the essence now. What is going on? Okay, there we go. Actually, turn off, turn off, turn off. The once doesn't hit anything we care about. And I don't want to throw away the other trophy. Oh my god. That's a problem. No, I don't want to mill by accident the thing. We just need to draw the assassin trophy. Mm. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was intense. Jesus Christ. It was a Christmas miracle. I'm glad I was able to use that term. Wow. I thought I was actually late. We got exactly 0 time. Oh my god. I actually thought I was too late, but it was my own fault for not playing fast enough. Shoot. That was nuts. Regardless of what happened earlier this league, oh my god, we stole one right now. I still cannot believe we pulled it. I actually thought we were gonna time out. Like I tried to I tried to activate the shepherd, and I just like forget it. I don't have enough time, and then for sure, be real. With that said, I'm gonna get some quick water as this is loading. For sure, for sure. Like we were in control of that game. We just needed to draw our assassin trophy, and then we just didn't draw it for the longest time. That was nuts. I would like to preemptively apologize to my opponent for being behind on clock. Usually I try not to be, but then it just so happened there that we were trying to dig, and we just didn't draw the assassin's trophy, the second one, for a long time. Whew, got that adrenaline rush going on now. We'll try to keep our heart rate down now. Again. Keep. I don't think we want the waste. The rest of the hand is like fine. We can tutor for the waste if need be. Looks like it's Reanimator. That's true, Sadra. They'd probably take the Reclaimer. I mean, I'm assuming this is Reanimator. Actually, they maybe not. If they have the turn 2. If they think we're on Endurance, maybe they take the Once Upon a Time. It's interesting that they pitched the Thoughtseize. It almost seems like they have the turn 1 or turn 2. Yep. Probably it's a turn 1, right? If they did that. Dark Ritual, Entomb right now. That works too. Yeah. So they got the full combo. This is Reanimator number 5. First of the night, surprisingly. I never concede to Griselbrand anymore because I've beaten it multiple times. Usually at least couple times a week. Because our opponents tend to find the losing line. I think from this board state, yeah, Archon's probably the play. Like, I don't think we can beat that. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, you don't have permission, right? Granted, our deck like gets around permission anyways, but that's a different story. Our opponents 1 and 2, surprisingly. They seem to be at least somewhat proficient with the deck. We're probably dead, to be honest. Like, our opponent seems to know what they're doing, so they're probably just gonna get, Serra Emissary or Archon out pretty soon. At least the games are fast, I guess. There's no use of playing carpet. Apparently, Delver just does not exist in leagues. So we have to kill that. Yeah, we're just dead, I think. Because we're down to 2, and then even we can't really kill and do everything the same turn now. For sure, yeah. I think people just really want to lose the Leyline leagues for some reason. I don't think this is great, but I think I'm just gonna try it because you can just randomly cheese wins with it. Well, actually, no. Let me think about that. Probably not. Here's the 3 endurances. This is probably okay. I don't like how reactive it is. But it's like good against Archon though. Which is like one way we lose. But maybe the game plan is we don't let it get to there. Yeah, let's play without. It's like very awkward to hold 2 mana up as well, so for the sake of that, I think we'll just try without. Sure, not the best, but this has like a 60, 70, actually almost 70% chance of hitting either Reclaimer or Endurance. It's like 65, I think. Although the Endurance count is only 3, so. Probably even higher given that there's the Endurance. You have 2 Entombs, so that does nothing. They can unmask our Endurance. Are they? Yeah. So they can go for it, and then they have to draw a reanimation spell. This forces them to pitch a second card, at least. Better, well, not the best actually. Because the bog is in our hand. Oh, don't tell me they drew the reanimation spell. Or the, what? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. We know their hand. That was a full-on punt by our opponent. You shouldn't be going for it. Now we just bog them. That makes no sense. That really makes no sense. There's like a full punt by our opponent right now. No use getting the Wasteland because they have a lot of mana already. Alright, this puts them on a pretty quick clock. So they're at 14 now. We have lethal on board. So they have to have it here. And we have the Grist as backup already. Given that we've blown the... Given that we've blown our bog. Alright, good night, Sadra. Thanks for hanging out. I think part of me wants to try to fit the endurance in the main. And the logic is because I just want to have more graveyard hate because... But I feel a little bit uncomfortable, what is it called? Cutting more Birch Lord or Heritage Druid. See, this is the problem with if you don't have a ley line, right? Like they just think they can just unmask you, and then suddenly it's not as good. Oh, one turn too late. I think Heritage for the mana potentially. Actually, Wirewood's nice to bounce and untap. Neither of them are really great. Probably the Wirewood here. We're playing around second discard spell here. Oh, okay. We actually get punished here that this is Leyline, but usually that's not the case. We're gonna lose, yeah. It's like so dangerous too for our opponent to go this for this line. Like if we have Caracas, it just looks like kind of bad, right? But or swords, we're just dead. Really awkward that the ley line there. That we drew the ley line. If it was the endurance, it would have been nice, but granted, potentially we find the endurance off the Once Upon a Time, which was the Wirewood. Actually, you know what? If Oops is on the quad mold to sanctity line, I think Fairy Macabre is probably just as good, and it still beats Pack of Negation. The only problem is it's not great against Reanimator, but I think the Reanimator matchup is already pretty good, and being found off Once Upon a Time is pretty big. So I think I kind of like that going forward. So that's something to keep in mind, especially with four Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I can see maybe running like a 3-3 split or something. Oh, we've been paired. So maybe change that to like Fairy Macabres. SFZ. Sure, not bad. Oh, I wanted to say Merry Christmas. We missed that it turned 12 here in on the West Coast, but definitely want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. My wife is already sound asleep. She's the real MVP, actually. Looks like we're playing a shadow. Oof, that's annoying. I think I lead with the Arbor. It's the higher power play, so to speak. I don't want if they're gonna waste something. I'd rather they waste the Arbor. I don't want like I think we can potentially have a really strong turn three here, assuming that they spend their time digging for an answer for this. It's quite annoying that they snuffed out my reclaimer, but if they're not gonna let us grind, we're gonna go on the combo plan. Sure. All right, we're gonna just draw our deck, I guess, right now, barring another snuff out. Oof. Okay. Into force. Oh, we got super punished for not playing the cradle. Oh my god. That's my. Oh, man, that's bad. Punt City right now. What in the world is going on? So go to 9? We just blew this game. Our opponent actually threw first, but not snuffing out earlier. For what it's worth. We have lethal here, I think. Wow. We got away with it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Better lucky than good. I will say that. We did our best to throw that. I don't even think we want the wasteland here, right? Like, colorless land doesn't do anything. That was a pretty crazy game. Not gonna lie. Yeah, we definitely got our fair share of stolen games tonight. So here, I think we lead with the ones. See what they do, and then what we want to do here is force the carpet through, but what may happen is they're going to snuff out our shepherd in response and then daze or force the carpet. They kind of have to answer the reclaimer too, though, which is interesting dynamic. Oh, they preemptively. Interesting. Sure, I think I'm okay with that. If that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and play the shepherd here then. I wanted to leave mana up, but if they want to force, then that's fine with me. Yeah, I wanted to leave mana up for like a. That's kind of annoying. The good thing is, I think we can go down to 2 and not care. I think we want everything here on board. What the heck? Oh my god. Sure. It's like playing against Infect again. This is some modern stuff going on here. Alright. I guess. Sure. Makes me nervous that they're playing Berserk, but I don't think we're supposed to block there. It's like a bad trade, right? It's like very all in. When I don't know if you want to be that all in. You get blown out by like some of the removal spells I could play. Like a Fatal Push or a Trophy. I guess they knew part of our hand, but still. No attacks. We don't want to make life easy for them. Push, yeah. They're gonna have to earn their Death Shadow. The good thing here is we fire off the Glimpse and have natural order to win next turn. Or this, yeah, probably next turn, if anything. So they have their Shadow. Shadow is the hardest like tempo variant for elves to play against, for what it's worth. Could be a force right here. Sure. If they have it again, my god. Question here is, do I want to bounce? So I go to 14 here. No, I don't. I think I have the natural order now. Arctide? Yeah, it seems like a Murktide Regent to me. Ooh. Ooh. Carpet kind of awkward right here. I think we just go for the win. Better lucky than good. That's a hard matchup too. They already aggressively forced the. If they had it, they had it. Like, oh, sorry, I guess it would be only days, and I'm not gonna play around that at that point. The because the thing is like you guaranteed take 8 from the Murktide, and then if you have to force a chump, you might not even have the resources to have to kill the next turn. Not to mention they could just draw into like engineer or something, you lose. I think you play that percentage and go for the kill there. Last one of the night. I think the big takeaway today is we probably want more graveyard hate, at least for the leagues. Keep. And I think, given that we have 4 Once Upon a Time, it might be worth it to play Fair Macabre. I don't know what they're on. Kind of like the Wirewood here. This is just too much high upside. If they waste the first one, then you have the second one. And then you just have a super dark ritual otherwise. What this does is also, it lets us proactively just play the other Wasteland. The upside is just too big. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. So what they can do here is they can waste, but we just attack Alpha Strike for lethal next turn. And it was a hedge too. Like, if they have Wasteland, this hand becomes significantly better. They got a chump though. Like this is beyond lethal here, right? They look like they're on Maverick, based on this opening start, which is a very, very favorable matchup for us. I don't think we want the waste. Well, maybe we do. Let me check my cyber guide. We definitely don't want the bog. Let's see how many cards we can keep in. Alright, we can board out the shepherds, and then so maybe the extra land is okay. I don't love it though, because the creature is like often better, but maybe we just want the land, especially since we're not running Cabal Pit. Everything else is like reasonable. Don't think we want too many shepherds. It's not. It won the match there, but that's a very non-traditional. Yeah, see the wasteland coming in handy here now, right? Hey Runcor, Merry Christmas to you too. We are. This is the last match of the night. Um, hopefully we can end on a 4-1. I threw pretty badly earlier. In the 5th match of the first league. Otherwise, I would have slept already, to be honest. But that just left a sour taste in my mouth. So I did not like leaving. Oh, there should be one, Pat Pat. It'll come up, I think, if you just subbed. If I missed it, then thanks for subbing, Pat. There should be a notification though. I'm not sure what happened there. Gotta get the cradle, obviously. I think given our hand here, we're just gonna run out the heritage. We have multiple redundant copies. And if they want to swords it, we can do some other stuff with it. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I hope you had a great Christmas too so far, Pat. Ooh, all right. I think here the play is, yeah, the same 75. I think the play here is the visionary. In case they have another removal spell or something. Actually, hold on. Yeah, Carpet was very good against Delver in the other stream. All right, so we redeemed ourselves, I guess. We got a 4-1. We should have got a 4-1 potentially in the. Our only losses today were to graveyard decks. I think I actually want to address that. Um, we went. One was a punt by me. We played the same Oops player twice in the first league, and we lost to them the first time, which is fine. Completely threw game two by with a misclick because I had Assassin's Trophy that could kill their naked informer, and I just clicked on their land like too quickly. But I think we also lost to Reanimator because we top decked the ley line, and I think it's possible we should not be playing ley line or play more ley line and then see it more often. But I think a Fairy Macaw might be nice because we have Once Upon a Time, and it's a better top deck. Um, Possible. I think six graveyard hate pieces is probably correct. Whether that's Leyline or Fair Macabre or some permutation of both is up for debate. The carpet is not great in leagues because you don't face Delver that often. Um, so I didn't really get any real testing. Ideally, I can fit one endurance in the main. I have been really liking the four Once Upon a Time. They have been absolutely nuts. It just like makes so many more hands capable otherwise. So I'll think about that. But I do think we are not respecting. Well, it's both, right? I think it's possible. One, we're not respecting graveyard decks enough at the moment, and two, they kind of know how we board at the moment. Like the Eternal Weekend list has been out for a while now, and they've just like adapted, right? So there's that part of it too. I haven't tried, Pat. Good question. I know they are, in theory at least, but I haven't tried it personally. I know Steven plays it. So Pat's a good friend of mine from high school. Uh, but I haven't tried it personally, Pat. Did anybody have any questions? I think going forward, at least like we definitely need at least one more piece of graveyard hate. Whether that be macabre because of Once Upon a Time, or because get top deck and whatnot, right? In any longer game. Uh, I think because of the presence of Once Upon a Time, probably might want the Macabres, but five Graveyard Hate cards is not enough given how much we ran into Oops today. I think Reanimator is probably a fine matchup, even without. Um, I don't think so, Runcore, only because you kind of want to turn zero. You don't really want to cantrip into it. It's a little dicey. You want, but then having the extra piece when you do Once Upon a Time after you have the first piece, having the second piece is very nice as insurance, is what I'm saying. So probably we'll try some form of that going forward. Um, it's also nice too because Oops knows you're on the Bog plan and the Endurance plan, which are both weak to Leyline Sanctity, so Macabre gets around that. I think with that said, like the list felt fine. We beat every fair deck today. We went 7-1. Oh, sorry, 7-3. Unfortunately, we lost to 3 graveyard decks, so definitely a problem at the moment. I don't think we want another Bog, and the reason being is because one, it doesn't beat Leyline Sanctity out of Oops, and I punted one match against Oops, but it is what it is. And the other one, I don't think you want it against Delver. The first one is like pretty good already. The problem is diminishing returns, right? It's kind of a terrible card to draw to. Yeah, I think the thing is like I don't know why it's the case other than fast games, but people love to play Reanimator in leagues, and that's the only thing I can think of other than fairly straightforward play patterns too. And I use the word play patterns very loosely, more like mulligan patterns. Uh, Okay, with that said, let's see. Big Live Magic. Maybe I'll go to them unless there's any requests. There's Hollywood Pizza. They're playing Halo though. This draft PT Bench again. Philippa Corolla. Okay, that seems like they're doing a Christmas decathlon. So in the Christmas spirit, I will raid Philippa Corolla. Thank you everybody for coming out today. I know what to call it. I know it is Christmas or Christmas Eve depending on the time zone. Now it's officially Christmas everywhere. But I just want to wish everybody happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas. And like I said, I advertised earlier that I would be streaming some Vintage Cube later this week, so that might be something for people to check out. All right. With that said, it is 1 o'clock here in the West Coast, so I will call it a night. But I will go ahead and raid Felipe Corolla, for spread the holiday cheer.